Now, I'm just going to mention this to get going. Just to get in, if you're going to minister and you're going to succeed in ministry. This is about Elijah. So he departed thence and found Elijah, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing the 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he was with the 12. Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle on him. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and mother, then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, Go back again, for what have I done to thee? He returned back from thence and took a yoke of oxen and slew them, boiled their flesh with the instruments of the oxen, gave them to the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him. Now, let me just skip over this other part here. His life was about to change forever. But first, there was a couple of things he needed to do. Evidently, Elijah had just walked by him, took his mantle, threw it on the boy's shoulder, and just kept on walking. Because the Bible said he ran after him. Mm-hmm. So evidently, he just kept on walking, threw it on his shoulder, just kept on. But he understood what was happening here. He's throwing his anointing and throwing his blessings on this young man, but he just kept on walking away and stopped and talked to him in a minute, give him information. So he ran after him, and he said, Let me go back and kiss my mother and father goodbye. Then after he did that, he came back and he slew the oxen he was plowing with and offered them up in sacrifice. There are two things that if you're going to minister successfully, and you're going to preach, and you're going to teach, two things that must be done. There must be a kiss and a killing. If you're going to reap the benefits of the mantle and endure to the end, you kiss your mother and your father goodbye. Because it's your mother that gave you your flesh. It's your father that gave you your blood. And therefore, kissing your father and mother is kissing your flesh goodbye. He that loveth father and mother more than me is not worthy of me. If you're serious about living for God and ministry, you must kiss your flesh and blood goodbye. They that are in the flesh can never please God. Make no provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Then there needs to be a killing. The oxen represented his worldly future. His hopes and dreams were locked up in their strength. His harvest would be the strength of the ox. The world would provide his harvest. The bounty would be of the earthy. The reward would come from the power of the ox. His dreams were locked up in oxen. The oxen were his familiar friends, and he fed them and housed them and called them by name. And therefore, for him to succeed and not come home again, he would need to kiss his flesh and blood goodbye, and he need to kill the oxen. So for any ministry to succeed, there needs to be a kiss and a killing. Kiss your flesh and blood goodbye, and kill your future in the world. And say, I'm going to live for God, and I'm going to be a man of God, or a woman of God. A kiss and a killing. I want to talk about the foolishness of preaching. I know it's a sought after ministry. First Chronicles, the first chapter, verse 20 and 21. Where is the wise? And where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For after that in wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. But it pleased God, everybody say it pleased God.
Please God.
That by the foolishness of preaching, to save them that believe. People that always want to be preachers or want to get involved in foolishness. What do you do for a living? Oh, I deal with foolishness. I'm a propagator of foolishness. I'm a speaker of foolishness. The Bible talks about a rod for a fool's back, but it's not that kind of foolishness. Because God chose the foolishness of preaching. And he knew it was foolishness to begin with. I mean, you can call it anything you want to call it. You can call it spectacular. You can call it glorious. You can call it anything you want to call it. God said it's foolishness, bro. It's foolishness. That's why I chose it. So it'll be my intent to take this idea of preaching apart and see how it functions and what makes it work. So we're going to open it up and examine the inner workings of what God himself recognizes as foolishness. To fully appreciate something, you got to have some understanding of how it works and why it works. And the more you understand, the aerodynamics of an airplane, the more you appreciate the fact it flies, as you kind of understand the aerodynamics. When my grandson was little, I remember he had a car, a little toy car going across the floor there. And I asked him, I said, does it have a battery in it? He said, no, Father, don't have no battery. I said, well, do you have to wind it up? No, you still have to wind it up. I said, it's one of those kind of like when you pull it back, and you let go, it takes off the car. No, I said, you don't have to. I said, well, what makes it run? He said, it just runs. I said, but it don't have no battery? Is it remote control? Somebody got, no. He said, no, it just runs. And I said, let me see it. There ain't nothing like that. You got an amazing piece of workmanship here. Don't have no battery, don't have no springs, don't have anything. It just runs, You don't have to do anything to it. It just runs. Because I knew it had to have something inside it that made it work, So he had just got it. So I took the little screw out. I was trying to take it apart. I wanted to know. And sure enough, it had a battery in it. He'd have found out a little later on it had a battery. Everything run down. It had something on the inside that worked. So when he asked about why this preaching work, you kind of have to take it apart and find out what makes it work. Does it have a battery in it? Is it remote control from heaven? Does you have to wind it up? What makes preaching work when it's foolishness that it would? It's absolute foolishness that it would even work.